Okay, I'm just at the end here where I did my 4 rows of chain crochet. And like I said, this is not set in stone that you have to do 4 rows. 3 might do, or maybe even 5. So it's up to you. It's totally, everything is totally up to you in this. So, and the afghan that I made, I hid all the ends and it took forever. So I suggest you don't do that. Just, okay, this is my last one here. I'm just going to pull it through. Cut the yarn off long enough so that you will have a fringe. Pull it through, and this will be your fringe at the end after you're done. Okay, so like here, like I said, I've got 4 rows. I could have probably squished in another one, 5. So okay, next I'm going to show you how to do knit weaving on the next one. I'm just going to ravel down all the way like I did to this one here, and then I'll get my yarn ready and show you a different way of doing this, which is quite pretty actually. Okay, here I've raveled all the way down to the end, and I've threaded a needle with 2 strands of yarn. So I'm just going to go, whoops, okay, start at the bottom, go under, over, under, over, under, over. Make sure you cut your lengths long enough so you'll have a fringe at both ends. Messy with all these ends there. Okay. And this way is a lot faster than the crocheting the lines in. Okay, at the end already. See how fast that was? Okay, and you would do that 3 or 4 times across. How many, whatever, how many you need to fill in the space across. Okay, I'll finish that up and then show you. Okay, I'm almost at the end here with this piece, and as you can see, I just put 4 across. You could put probably 5 or 6 in there. This is known as knit weaving. Someone has a site on the web with these instructions on to how to do this. It's very fast, and in this case here I would probably leave these out of working order as you're knitting, and when you're done your piece of afghan, your panel, whatever, bind off. And as you can see, you would go over, under on one, and the next one here you would go the opposite. You would go over, under, see, the opposite until you reach the end. And like I said, here I could have probably squeezed in another one. So okay, next I'll show you how to do by the way, I posted this how to do this pattern to the Bond list on April 20th, 2001, and how to do just a basic breakdown of how to do the afghan. Okay, next I'll show you the row that has you converted to a purl, And there's a reason you convert it to a purl. If you were to crochet a line on top of these, it would stick out. But if you change the row to purl first, when you put your crochet line on top, it sinks in even. It's all even. Okay, I'll show you that next. Okay, here I raveled down all the way down and I relatched to get a purl stitch on the right side. I'm doing it from the wrong side. See, I'm at the end now. And I'll just grab some of that waste yarn in there, hold it. Okay, so now we have this little ditch in there. And that's where we're going to put our next line. And I'll use pink on this one. So I'll just insert my hook in there. And from the back, I'll grab my yarn from the back. Okay. A little tricky to first start off. I was grabbing the wrong one. I was grabbing the waste yarn from the side. Okay, now I've got my right one. Just tighten that up a bit. Okay, and see, you would go between the bumps of your purl stitch. Grab your yarn, bring it through. Next hold, bring it through. Whoops, I grabbed a piece of yarn that wasn't supposed to be there. It's a little tricky to hold the yarn and grab it and all this, but I think it's well worth it. It's really easy. Keep grabbing that blue. That blue wants to come in here. Try to get rid of it. Okay. Just continue up all the way up. And like I said, see, it's nice and flat now here because you converted that one to purl. If it wasn't, it would be lump on there. It would be lumpy right here. It would stick out. So you just keep going. I think this would look really pretty in a pastel for a baby's room. Just have to play with colors, see what matches, see what you like together, see what matches your room. I'll just keep going till the blue here so I can show you another little trick. Oh, come on, yarn. So you have to try to keep your yarn a little stiff in the back so that it'll be easier to grab from the front. And here, when you get to a different color, you can put your hook here underneath. So that one will show. Okay. Then you would knit you would crochet, because that you would have ordinary you would have crocheted into this one, but you didn't, so you have to have another one. Okay, so you go on top of that one, then the next one I'll go under again. And you would just continue all the way up. Okay, so I'm going to finish this off, and I'll do the next one over here in green, and then I'll show you what the sample looks like. Okay, here I'm showing that I have cast it off on the bottom, crochet cast off on the bottom, and all you're left with is all the long strings that you used to crochet line up the top. And I've done the green at the end. Okay, and now I'm going to bind off. Did I say cast on? I meant bind off. Okay, I'm going to bind off the top now from my waste yarn. Again, I'm going to leave a little bit for a fringe. Easier to find the stitches from the back if you fold your waste yarn to the front. Okay, now these ones here are the top of where we wove in the, not woven, but crocheted in the line. So you want to pick up those stitches, the top ones. It's extra security here. Seems like I used the wrong side. Okay, so I'm just going to go over like this for, let's just say I didn't make that mistake. I was using the wrong end of my yarn. I was using the fringe end. I'm just going to go across like this, and here where I wove in, I'm just going to put in just 4 of these along the edge, in between. Oh, this is getting to be a mess. Okay, in between where I wove. So I'll pick up 2 here, and then another one. I'll push that over to the side, pick up another one there. Excuse me. Then the last one in here.